Shalom, shalom. All right, going live. Gonna get a little bit into royalty, you know, and royalty is a state of mind before it is physical, material possessions. You know? So hopefully it's edifying. Gonna get right into it. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, double honors to apostles, elders, bishops, great millstone, much salutations to the brothers seeking word for the hopeful election, to be the elect, most I will. He said it was be sooner than later because he's showing the time for the elect's sake, when in time of the elect, when in time things are being revealed, we're at the end of the world, basically. Even though, nobody wants it to be as far as this carnal world and the rich people in this world. And, we're going to get into why we don't, why it says labor not to be rich, you know, and our people oftentimes think it's, statement encouraging us to just hold back and continue in poverty and struggle and wait for the Lord, you know, and that's not all the case. So it says, I looked up royalty. It says people of royal blood or status. They even know that there's such thing as royal blood. What is royal blood? Precious blood of royal men, on down to the women and children of royal bloodline, a royal family, you know. Mm, let me get that royal priesthood. That's what Israel's supposed to be. Royal priesthood, King James Version. First Peter 2:9, it says, but ye are a chosen generation. That's gene, that's seed line, that's bloodline. A royal priesthood, you know. And the Negro, Latino, Native American over here has been considered as savages and beasts. So nobody, you know, represents us as anything other. But we are royal, and we do have a bloodline going back to kings and priests, going back to King David, going back to the priests of the Levites, you know. And holy nation, holy means separate. That means you're going to be doing things different, eating different, you know, going to be acting different. A peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. So being called out of darkness to his marvelous light got to do with royalty. So when we in the public, we conduct ourselves as royalty, man. You don't have to have physical dollar bills and money to be royal. According to this world, that's what they look for. But in the spirit of Yahweh Yahushai, you don't have to show forth physical, carnal means to be royal. Women don't. consider us royal because they're looking at the physical makeup of our outer being, so to speak. They don't see us in big mansions and all that. And even these celebrities that got, you know, so-called a shell or makeup of riches, they're still subject. They get their houses really compensated. They get their, houses taken away from them. You know, they go to jail for tax evasion and all that. So they could get their riches taken away instantly. You know, this dollar bill system, you can get your riches taken away instantly. They'll find your ass. They'll, track your ass and they'll take your money. They'll garnish your checks. You know, these celebrities had millions of dollars, man, and they went bankrupt. So royalty is a state of mind. It's royalty in the spirit, you know, and we're gonna prove that through the scriptures. Many hurtful lusts, King James Version. First Timothy 6:9, it says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. Yeah, you got millions of dollars, you're gonna get into some snares and some temptations. You're gonna start dealing with more women than you can handle. You're gonna start possessing more things than you're able to handle. That's why these niggas, when they get rich and all that, they hire lawyers. I mean, they have to have lawyers. They have to have financial advisors. They have to have, you know, all these things, man. You know, to uh, keep up with their finances, man. You know, and then if you a millionaire, you go to court and you're in a divorce situation or any situation of a lawsuit, you're gonna have to pump out millions. They're not gonna. They know you got millions. They want a lot of that millions, man. It's not gonna be like you could just pay off some lawyers or pay off this woman that's coming against you with $10,000 or whatever. She won't have. She want most of that money, and then you're broke again. It says, "And into many foolish and hurtful lusts." Yeah, because you could do anything. Let's say you get $1 million tonight. The average Jay get $1 million tonight. You know he gonna get into some foolish things, man. You got niggas that got money that's now that I could buy more dope and flip it. And next thing you know, he get caught. You know, he doing 25 years to what have you. Hurtful, foolish lust, man, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So we gotta go to the basis of things. Most High got us learning the basis of things. Get up, you know. It's one thing to have dominion, but it's another thing to be poor and broken, meaning like, what the hell am I gonna do? Not even as an individual, but as a nation. In Israel, I tell you right now, Israel don't think as a nation, man. They think individually. They think black community wide, here and there. As tap in every now and then. Well, it takes a lot of more than that, man, to have a nation intact. And Leah had a song called One Nation Under a Groove. But Israel don't think like that. They don't think nationwide. They had a commercial. I think an insurance commercial. Nationwide is on your side. These people think like a nation, man. Their bloodline carries on and echoes through the world through their politics and democracy according to a bloodline that got enough power to be a nation. And they be like, well, you know what? If you don't agree with us, we'll bomb your ass. Not as individuals, not as little parties here and there. They'll bomb your ass as a nation. And even as a country, I mean, like, we know the Most High deal with nations, but America say they'll bomb people, man, because they think royalty. They think like we the best nation in the world. We the best country in the world. So yeah, we don't. It's a lot of us, and all of us feel like it's just some measure. We could do a lot of great things in the world and to gain a lot of riches. It's simple and easy a lot of times. It just depends on what you do, what you're willing to do, especially in this world. And a lot of us, we don't want to go that route, man. I don't want to be up in offices, buddying with Esau. That's not my spirit. You know, we got to go to work for these devils, and you got old women. I told you, Jake, you're gonna run into that these dire situations. You're gonna run into them, man. You're gonna have an old woman, so-called white woman, over you, a 60-year-old woman telling you what to do in a warehouse, in an office, on a construction site. You're gonna have a dyke supervisor. You're gonna have a transgender supervisor telling you what to do. You have a business, you know, in the corporate office. Uh, People from a corporate office come and check your business as a what do you call it? As a when they check up, see if your business is upstanding, you know, and that's until you die, and then if you pass it down to your children, they're gonna be doing the same thing because really, you still paying property tax, and they still got to keep up with that property that you own because you're a business and you have a body of people that's working for you and you're serving the public. So they got to make sure everything is ran right. Make sure you don't, not selling drugs. Not make sure what I'm saying, you're taking the best care of your customers and all that. And to be honest, in any kind of business, even in the Israelite um, family, our own coordination, there's always going to be business. And like the apostle said, you know, woman as a business, your daughter is a business transaction. That's why they paid the father shekels to get his daughter. It wasn't a form of prostitution. It's like, hey, my daughter is, a woman's a possession, even under her father. Well, that's my possession. That's my daughter. You want to marry my daughter, you're gonna have, you're gonna let's go through the protocols, and you're gonna give me some shekels. You gotta understand, Israel. Everything comes with a price. Everything is a bargaining chip. Everything is related to some kind of resource or kind of money situation. That's why such thing as valued in the world. We as holy men of the word, are not valued in this place because they already fooled the people into believing what the value of this place is, which is based on money, based on physical possession. Um, Carnal mind is enmity with the Most High, King James Version. It says Romans 8 and 7, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. Money is carnal. It says money is defense, money answers all things, but at the end of the day, it's carnal. And if you use it to where um, it's your all by means to get by, it's your forefront to answer even the problems that you have concerning spiritual situations that deal like remember it said we're not of carnal people, we war against spiritual wickedness in high places. Well, we can't buy these Edomites, and we can't buy our oppressor out of their position as an oppressor. We can't offer the elites enough money to step down. You know, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck? What the hell is $10 million? I don't care if you had 10 million. They're gonna be like, "What the hell is that? We trillionaires, man. We rule the world." They look at Oprah like a like a poor woman, like she's just a slave in what she is. It says, "For it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither can indeed can be." What does it say all through the scriptures? Labor not to be rich. What does it say in the scriptures that you know the love of money is the root to all evil? You know, I'm not saying I didn't say there's nothing wrong with having money. I didn't say that. The They say they say the money is the root of all evil. No, the love of money is the root to all evil. They got to read the scriptures right, man. Love of money is the root to all evil. King James Version. See, they be quoting stuff. You got to understand each word. Like you got to, you know, just like I always think of it. Like if you put your hand on the keyboard and you move slightly to the left or right, you're gonna you and you start typing, you're not the message is gonna be like messed up. A slight movement, a slight off, you're gonna be you know, or leaving something slightly out, it's gonna mess up the whole thing, man. It says First Timothy 6 and 10, for the love of money is the root of all evil, man. You know? So if, let's say you buy you at your last and you haven't gained any wisdom to survive in the meanwhile of not having the money, and then you just go up there and rob a bank, you know? Well, you didn't put money first, so to put you out of a position to put you out of a you know to where you were maintaining at first out of that position just because your dire situation. You thought of money first to where you made a dire decision and you risk it all on that, you know, on that one event. It says, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows, man. Yeah, because what people do when they get a lot of money, they go party, they go, fill themselves with alcohol, women, and buying everything that they can imagine. Try some experiment with some uh with new lifestyle that they never experienced. Like, I can actually do this, you know, and they fail. Most High is not wanting to give the kingdom to men that are not spiritually minded, spiritually directed, or instructed, by the Holy Spirit to take care of a kingdom. I mean, Solomon was a king, and you know what happened with that situation. And really, and when you're a king and have riches, you don't have to see nobody. You don't have to answer to nobody. You be like, well, you know, your brothers want to see you, your father want to see you. Be like, yeah, I'll talk to them later. I'm enjoying the festivities. Unless your brothers, your father want to be a part of your festivities, that you on this party stuff, man. You know, so it's easy for you to step into diverse temptation, and you lose your wit. You lose your wit, you know, and you try to impress women. You're gonna try to impress women. Like, look, you know, I can buy this. I can buy you. Yeah, all y'all. I can buy it. Y'all listen to this. We can take a trip. You know, spending your money, spending your money, spending your money. And then, like I said, you get hit with some lawful, and then they take all your money because you're a criminal. So we're not trying to keep our people in poverty. We're just telling you what is usually an outcome of being rich with no instructions of being guided by the Holy Spirit, man. Royal King James Version. Yeah, I was sure I said, ye are God's King James Version. Psalms 82 and 6. And the least don't want us to know this, that we're God's. But Jake got some form of knowing that through his salt and through his skill and through things that he desired, he knows he's of some kind of royal state. That's why Negroes take the title being called king of this, king of that. Women often use that term queen, black kings and queens or what have you. It says, I have said you are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. But what did it say on the second verse? But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. You know, you're not immortal. And if you're under a power system under an oppressor that's able to lock you up in jail or even falsely accuse you, no matter how much money you got. Look at Trump. I mean, they just showed you an example. Whatever, however it's staged or whatever, they showed you an example. You could be president and you can have some charges coming against you. You could be put on trial, and you're the former president. You have status and power and political strategies. Being involved in these political affairs, you have some kind of seat of authority, and still charges can come against you. So they're showing you, no matter how much money you got, how much, how what position you're seated, and how high it is, it doesn't matter. So they rule the world. City of traffic, King James Version. Yeah, I didn't want that. Traffic, King James Version. Welfare definition. Now, a lot of people I'll get that scripture later more time. A lot of our people on welfare. They're on Section 8 welfare. And welfare is such now a ghetto term that people don't even know what it truly means. You know, um, welfare, I'm going to get the definition: the health, happiness, and fortunes of a person or group, the well being, security, good fortune. Good fortune is usually related to some futuristic, some longevity of success and fortune, prosperity. Does welfare, have you, people on welfare, it's usually like, they're usually poor. They're usually um, oppressed, you know? Welfare is supposed to be your well-being, man. The opposite of that is hardship. Um, So, but Jake is still having it hard even with welfare, usually because of drugs or, uh, not being stable. And stability comes from here because it says in the scriptures, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time. You know, it's similar Social Security. Social Security is basically a fixed income for Jake. And remember, their retirement, remember, used to be like 55 years old, but now it's like 65 to 67 years old. They bumped it up 10 to 13, 14 years. So if you felt like, at that time you was about to retire and, get a fixed income or whatever, a retirement plan or what have you, and you 55, you're about to turn 55, then they say, well, nah, it's 60 now, or nah, it's 65 or 67 now. You'd be like, damn, on the job, like we said, if you're about to get, go into a 10-year period, a 15-year period, you're about to get a pension. And then they say, well, we got to, we're letting people go on the job, but we'll definitely keep you in mind. You're a good worker and we'll eventually call you different. But when you come to that job, your shit don't continue the way you're still able to get, continue those years, a few more years for that pension, you know? That's just like when you get uh, fired or when you quit a job, what have you, and you're a cashier and you're making like 17 an hour. Well, if you come back to that job or they lay you off, you come back to that job, you're going to start at $10 an hour. So when you go to a job and they say, well, or want Social Security benefits, you got to get it from them. When you want welfare Section 8, you got to get it from them. When you want housing to make, to make your rent affordable or to, you got to go to them. Like I said in the scriptures, these ninjas talking about the Bible is not real, but it says, dumbasses, that in the curses, you're going to have to go to them for the one of all things, man. Everything. And then they break you down, make you feel like less of a man because they kicked the man out the house. They made it harder for a man to get a job because, men are more constructed, so to speak, to have, their own opinion or, their so-called draw their own conclusion when it comes to opinions and education. So they be like, well, this is not a trainable person. We need you to be like trainable to a point where, you put all your important ideas and all that to the side and focus on our job. And then they give you a whole layout of, of these policies to abide by, these rules, things that you have to attend to, where you don't really have time to even think about your stuff. And it said Most High said that would happen. He said we'd be subject to payments, King James Version. Baruch 3 and 8. Behold, we are yet in this day our captivity, where thou hast scattered us. for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, whether it be court, divorce, whether it be, taxes. Even these churches and shit, they got double tithes and all that. Subject to payments for these stupid laws, man. You know, but they don't have no subject to payments concerning the law. They don't charge adulterers. Like you got to court, or you cheated on your wife, you got to go to court for it, and you got to make some payments, and for committing adultery or sodomy. They don't have no court situation standard for that. These they just let people do that, but then you got to pay all these stupid payments that get the parking, have getting in a parking space too long, a minute too long, and they charge you like a $60 fee. Put a boot on your car. You coming out of the store, about to hop in your car, and these people be like, "Well, nah, we got to put a boot on your car." Yeah, but I'm just a minute late. Nah, man, you got to pay that. Man. You know, car fees, insurance. You know, life insurance. You know, auto insurance. You've been paying these people auto insurance for 10 years and they never had a wreck. And then even when you do, and it's your fault, they'll try to still not cover you when you didn't spend all your money on their asses for 10 years. $100 a month and so a month for 10 years. But they can't cover you, you know? So these are devils, man. And to let you know that we're still, and like the apostles say, the elders, we always say, man, if you're not a nation, you don't got no power as a nation, you ain't doing too well. All these cubby hole in the cut, even these Israelites that claim like we doing something, we coming together, the group things and all that, and we making money and we got this and that, you know, we got a school and all that, and we got that. You ain't know the nation ain't doing well though, all together. It says, according to all the iniquities of our fathers which departed from the Lord our power. Subject to payments. If you get arrested, you gotta pay court fines, you gotta pay some tickets, you gotta pay, you know, for court time, you know, you gotta pay, you might have to pay lawyers, you might get sued, you know, and you just one person, you don't have the means to borrow from somebody to get all this student loan stuff. That's fraud and all that. They done found out a lot of these schools are just BS, man. Keep you on that wheel. Subject to payments. Where do we find royalty when we're subject to payments? When it says we're in our captivity yet this day. Well, the royalty is in here, state of mind. And you teach royalty from these scriptures. You teach your children royalty. You walk in a world state by this word. And now people are chasing the bag, and all those that's chasing the bag, look at them. These celebrities are gonna they are a main example. They got these women, even with these women and shit, they getting plastic surgery out their ass because they can afford the shit. You know that shit is expensive, and they keep going back because they have money for it. You know, and then they end up looking like an alien and shit. It's just fact. They end up thinking they special without the Most High. Sell all that thou hast, King James Version. Matthew 19 and 21. And Jake don't like to hear this because he's following the dollar bill. This green bullshit money he's following. He's chasing this bag that ain't really got nothing in it. And what does it say in the scriptures? Like I'm gonna get that scripture like a bag with holes, man. It actually says bag. These women want diamond rings and all that. That cost like the more expensive, the more these women like, man. Or the bigger the ring, the bigger the diamond ring. Oh, and my man really loves me. Well, we understand the value, the what do you call it, the money value. You know, like I said, it is a business transaction. You do give the father shekels for his daughter. We ain't talking about that, but the way they set the value, according to these carnal things as a meaning of, the top value of things is not the right state of mind, man. It says Matthew 19 and 21, Yahweh Shai, who they even call Jesus Christ, said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast and give to the poor, thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, verily I say unto you that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. You know that, and those riches come with a lot of lust. Let's say you buy a boat, a boat, or or top car that's out today. Those people that bought cars like in 1990 that were rich and that was the top car at that time. Well, that car ain't around no more. I mean, it's around, but it ain't no value in that car anymore. It's about the 2024 car now, 2023, 2024, whatever. It ain't about you have a 1990. That's you know, unless it's a classic, but nobody really. Jake don't really hold on to classics, man, because he need money and he's gonna end up selling that. You know, talking about the average Jake with him. Jake be having stuff, but he need money, so he end up selling it. He'll have a good business idea, and he'll get into that business, and then he'll be like, "Damn, I need money," so he'll sell his business, his whole business, and the person that takes over that business, he turns it into a mega business and Edomite. You know, These businesses that they have, it be lasting 60 to 100 years. And then they get it to where it's such of a high business of money, that they hire employees, and employees keep that money coming in. If you get to a point where you have employees, you doing a little something, you know, you doing a little something. But even that comes with a price, man. See, Most High put us in a slave condition. I don't give a damn how much money you got. You're still under these devils. You're still under this world economic system, which goes back to the NATO and EU. And they got the military might to come get your ass at any time to rock you out of your place. Like, nigga, we'll take all your possessions. One of the branches is called the RIS. Like, we'll put a lien on your house. We'll garnish your check. We'll take your house, your car, and everything. And you know where your wife, she's going with them. Like, damn, this nigga broke. He ain't got shit no more. I gotta leave him. I gotta get to another man that's strong financially so he can take care of me and my children. And guess what, women? You might say that, but like Kevin Samuel said, hey, by the time you turn around and figure some stuff out to get with another man, they're gonna be like, well, and he's rich and he's stable, he gonna be already have it what he needs. He gonna already have a pretty ass woman. And if you ain't ready to be a second woman or a side chick or whatever he might be doing, then you just gonna be looking. And I'm gonna do a real short video of Biblical Fox, man. She's 60 years old, trying to find a husband. She and she's plastic surgery and everything. She's bigger and everything, like more weight. She was pretty a dime, so to speak, back then. Like, bitch, if you couldn't get a man at 25 and looking good like that, how you gonna be all out of shape and older and 60 and get a man? You know what it puts her in that state of mind to where she feel that's possible? Because she got money. And she said, well, if I can't get a man to just honestly be with me because he want to be with me, I could just, lure him in because I got money. She'll buy a young man. And she's a star. Like, look, I'm Vivica Fox. So if it really comes down to a desperate situation, she say, well, look, I can at least get a decent, you know, man that's making money, in the industry, not as rich as me or any other man I dealt with, but he'll work. But she don't really want a simp. She don't really want a man of that low stature. Because he's gonna be looking at her like starstruck and he's gonna play under her. Rich man would be like, yeah, take care of business, yeah, woman. She wants to come home to that. And I could tell by the movies she does that, you know, she wants that kind of man. So sometimes it takes a long time for them to understand, like, man, this man, even a mediocre man, like the Hebrew Israelite man, he might not be rich, but he's stable. And he knows what he's doing, he knows what he's talking about. Or he knows what he wants. He knows what kind of, and they might go for that. said spend not uh, time with a woman at the wine, because what did Jake do? He buy wine, especially when he got money. He like, look, let's go on. Hey, come over to the crib, and he got the wine, and see his crib and see how he's living. It's kind of like, damn, this is nice. I wouldn't mind spending, having a relationship with this man. And she, like, man, all right, let's continue to date. But a lot of times there's no longevity in that. No longevity, man. Um, Labor not to be rich, King James Version. So Proverbs 23:4, it says, labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom, man. Because your own wisdom would be like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And the next thing you know, you broke because you're depending on that as your sole resource for your happiness or your being, your stable being. And that's not what it's about. Because when you do lose that money, or you do get into a situation where you lose your house or your car, and you got a wife and family, you got to space your wife and kids and tell them, like, look, this situation happened. This is what happens in real life. So what we're going to do is do this, and then we're going to save our money. You continue to work. The children, you got to do stuff around the house because me and mom's, you know, we're gonna be working, putting in overtime, so y'all gotta take care of the house and make sure things are, where we don't have to do so much to waste time and energy on a lot of stuff that y'all could be doing, and y'all could go out and get a job too to add to, us continue to progress as a household. Uh, but if you don't have the answers, or you are so shocked that you can't come up or think or whatever, and I'm not saying it's easy. It says, "Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven, man." You know? So then you be like, you have a wife and children, and then even being an Israelite, you say, well, I'm a prince of power. I'm royalty. She said, well, where is it? Because we in a dire situation. We get kicked out the house. You keep talking about this royalty stuff, and y'all princes of power. Well, where's the power at? And where's the princely means? Princes have they usually have possessions and all that. And she hasn't even learned that she's a possession herself. You know? She's a possession herself. She's supposed to be a helpmeet. You're supposed to be a contribution to us maintaining. Especially in the dire strait, I can see if we was already in the kingdom, it'll be different. But we are yet, like the scriptures say, yet in this day in our captivity. Like I always say, there's a confederacy against us as a people, as Israelite, as alpha males, as we could do the best to take care of our business. Even it's people that be taking care of their business and they get falsely accused by the cops. You know, they get called in by carrying and all that. Just minding their business. just because Karen don't like them and shit. Now they have to deal with a whole neighbor thing situation, just because Karen called the cops on you, complained about them in the neighborhood, about to get shot down just because she made that phone call. See, that's why we tell you women, and even you know the, the men of Israel out there, that we're at war, man. Then you go to court, they be like, well, damn man, I gotta get worried about going to jail. They be like, well, look, just pay 600, $500 and stuff. You don't have to go to court. Just pay the fine and all that, because they just want money, you know. But that sets Jake back, you know. Why do you think Jake is robbing 7-Elevens? You should like, damn, that don't make no sense. You know you ain't gonna get that much money out of the 7-Eleven, but Jake is broke, man. And then you got a lot of young people that still they live with their moms on their back. Like you got to get out. You got to find somewhere to go. Then the girlfriend is, you arguing, your girlfriend arguing with you that you say, well, you can stay with me, and then after like a year, whatever, you can get a job after a year or two or something. She's like, I'm tired of you, and it don't even have to be finance. You can pay rent and everything. She just like tired of like trusting you because you seem like you sleeping around or not interested in it no more. You don't want to go with her parents to meet her parents or to hang out with her family and all that. And she feel like you're ashamed of her or something, whatever the case may be. You didn't call her a bitch before, call her whatever names, and she be like, I gotta break up. So it ain't got nothing to do with no damn finance. You can't blame ghetto situations of fights and disputes and arguments and breakups on finance. It's usually because they worried about the so-called black man cheating on them. Like we say, if you're poor, they'll dog you and say you poor ass nigga. If you're rich, they say, oh, you was with that bitch. I know you going into the hotels. I know you got more women because you looking fresh now. You got money now. You got a car now to travel. She's like, yeah, I know you and stop at that bitch's house before you came home tonight. And Solomon was a king. He had women all around him, you know, at his beckoning call. And he said, out of 1,000 women, I found none that was right. Out of 1,000 men, I found one. That's when he said the women's hearts are snares and nets. They want you for your money just because you're a king or a prince. And if we were kings and princes in this day, without the training, without uh, the orchestration of order regarding these scriptures, regarding the order of the Heavenly Father, which is, Yahweh Shai, man, woman, and child, then they would be with us for the wrong reasons, which, you know, these these ones that get with today that have money, and these dudes don't realize until later on, like that, you know, because they supposed to fear, like we most high it says fear and trembling. Fear and trembling, King James Version. It says, "Wherefore, beloved, my beloved, as ye have also obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling." If a woman understands that a man is her salvation, she's going to be fear. She's going to be with fear and trembling. If they don't have that now, so if you are a man, even if you're a man with money and you have a woman, and she meet another man that maybe like he don't even really have to have that much money. She just attracted to him. She gonna get busy in the elevator or busy in the car, a quick, a quickie they call it, because she was just overwhelmed by an attraction. She was with a man. She works with him at the job, and she's like, damn. She liked the experience, but she's like, I gotta go home. You know, you this new dude at the job is talking to her in the car. She's like, yeah. After you get your stuff on, and she get hers, she's like, yeah, I gotta go home to my man. You know, damn, I gotta get going. Maybe I have to work late tonight. So it don't matter how much money you got. You still gonna have those problems. You still gonna have a woman cheating on you, so called, or commit adultery. They call it cheating in this world today. Because it's no order. It's no order, man. There's no fear of the Most High. There's no fear of the order of the Most High. If you fear somebody, all that lust stuff, all that emotional uh, and butterfly stuff, it ain't gonna happen. Cause you be like, nah, I ain't getting, you know, risk my head getting cut off or getting stoned and all that. Going back to the laws of Moses, and they should be thinking about that concerning this judgments coming over here with the missiles. Now, I can't commit adultery. I can't cheat against my man because I don't want to get judged by these missiles. And America put it in their mind that there's not going to be any of that. You know? We're the most highest woman, and we fear and trembling at our husband. Your woman's supposed to fear and tremble at your presence when you're like mad. I mean, when she does wrong or whatever, she's supposed to fear and tremble. Or when she's in a state of like, damn, I gotta get home. Told him I was gonna be home at 10 o'clock, and it's like 10:30. I'm shaking, hair on my arms are standing up. You know, because I know in the mind of our people, they say, well, if you can't trust nobody, then you can't have an open mind to where I'm able to trust you, where you have to worry about me coming in 30 minutes late. Then you know, some is not right, and that's usually the case. Something's not right. If you have a relationship with a woman and you can't trust her, then you better fix that to where to know that something's not right. 'Cause everything she does, or vice versa, everything he does, you're gonna relate that to that person possibly sleeping with somebody else, and it's never gonna go good because that's in your mind. But if you go back to royalty, which is connected with a family, there's always supposed to be order in that family of royalty. You know? That's why you have that situation where the man have to pay shekels to the father, like I said. Like, yeah, my daughter's a high possession. He might even charge more because it's for the prettier daughter, because everybody wants her. Like, damn, man, everybody wants what's the name? So, yeah, man, I like what's the name? I like Rachel. Well, man, he really likes her, so yeah, Rachel might cost more shekels than Leah. 50 shekels, King James Version. Deuteronomy 22 and 29. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father. That lets you know fatherhood was important. You're gonna give your father her father 50 shekels of silver, real money. Hey, and that's another thing. You can't call us bums and shit and you ain't got gold. You don't even got no real money. That digital shit is not even real. The physical green money is not real. The digital shit is not real. You don't have gold and silver. You don't have resources. You don't have a farm of cattle and sheep and goat and all that. You don't have oil and all that. So you under this damn system too as a nobody, man. The hell you talking about, man? And she shall be his wife, man, because he had humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. Yeah, he already humbled her. He popped her already. Then he paid the father 50 shekels. You know, they use two methods I could think of. When a woman gets pregnant, she's not on a period no more. So the token of her virginity, they're gonna find out like, damn, she's pregnant, or they got that water that paraphrasing that they drink and see if her thighs are rotting out. That means she been sleeping around with other men, and they got their rotten thighs. They got their rotten thighs today. They got it today, man. That's the Bible is real. They got it today. You see it. They call it oat milk, whatever they call it. On the legs. Damn, what cottage cheese, cellulite, that shit, man. That stuff still exists today. So you think she's gonna be worth 50 shekels when she's found out to be a harlot or sleeping around with men? You know, that's why prostitutes, they should, okay, it should be lower if you have knowledge of the truth and what things are worth. That's a ridiculous price, 150 or 200 and an hour or two with this woman even as a prostitute, because you're gonna be thinking like, man, you sleep with many men and all that. But you know what? It could make sense because you know the the appointment set up, the stage set up for that kind of thing, to where the man is usually, they call him a John. He's usually, his wife might have problems with his wife or something, or his wife may not please him in that way, and so this is a business transaction. You give her money, she gives you pleasure, but there's no strings attached and all that. He don't have to worry about no relationship or no arguments or whatever. She just do her thing and get out of there. So that part could be worth the man's time. But if you want to base it, the value on the box itself, the box is done. It's ooh, you know. There's some men that get with women and they don't even penetrate the women. They just, play with they boobs or whatever, or even imagine, you know, her in some ways and get off like that. And they'll be cool. But if you want to be, if you run into where you see, a woman that's known to be on the streets and she's known to be a prostitute, it's hard for a man to be like, well, you know what? She's been through a lot. She's been on the streets, and I hooked up with her a few times, and she's a pretty woman. I can make her my wife. That doesn't usually happen. And even with Vivica Fox, as an example, you know, they often in the relationships in the industry, they be like, well, this one, all that stuff is acting, and yeah, that she slept with this dude, but it was, it wasn't like that. And so they don't count those things. And then she's 60 years old and you be like, yeah, but I've heard about you in the industry. You've been with this dude and that dude, you know. I'm not getting like I can't get with you, man. I didn't heard from my partners, my co-actors or whatever, how they tossed you up, you know. But sometimes they can get away with it, slip through the cracks because they act she's an actress, so all that doesn't count. But definitely people are going to consider that, and she's not going to be as valuable as she was when she was 25 years old. Definitely, they're going to be like, yeah, 60. She's been with a lot of dudes. I've heard about her. Yeah, nah. But when she was hot at 25, they probably would have considered it, and she was more valuable than she is now. That's just fact. But the flip side of that, and I'll get back to the scriptures. The flip side of that is the more a man is uh, is older and with more wisdom, gray hairs, what have you, um, he's more valuable to a woman because he's more stable and he has more experience. So he can get a young girl easily, opposed to an older woman getting a younger man. It's possible, but the odds are more against the woman. The older woman getting the younger man than the older man getting the younger woman. It's more in the favor of the older man with that younger woman, and it happens all the time. Who is that star? Smokey Robinson, and it's another one. Is it Denzel Washington? It's another one, man. I can't think of him right off. Right, I can't think of him right off. Um, but yeah, have a young woman anyway. So it's always business. It's always something that has to do with money, resources, and some, power. You know, Shalom, brothers and sisters on common board. Shalom for our light affliction. You know, um, so like we said all time with apostles, starting with apostles. You know, elders. When you get with a woman, she's the first. You know, they say you know, I want a man to escort me. I want to go out on a date. What do you do on a date? You go out and buy. If you purchase things, you go out and buy food. You know, you go out and buy wine and all that. So you spend money. I don't know why you women don't know that. You know what I'm saying? This is a business deal, man. And then they want you to buy them stuff for Valentine's Day, for Christmas, for New Year's Eve and all that. It's all based on this money shit. This woman ran over her man because he didn't buy any a Valentine's gift. Ran him over, killed him. You know, like damn. Or a woman that laugh at another woman's ring because it's small. Like, oh, bro, hey, she gave you a small ring. What kind of husband you got? And we understand that. We understand the value that's set in this world of what you possess, you know, is based on how you're valued, how you looked at in this world, you know. Uh, Riches got by deceit, King James Version. Riches got by deceit, King James Version. These shovels, man. It says, Wisdom of Solomon in Sirach 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. So if you got an honest working man at 9 to 5, and you know he got a job working $10, $15 an hour, maybe even $20 an hour, but he's not rich, but he's an honest working man. Well, these women rather get a man with riches got by deceit, and it's ultimately talking about the so-called white man. But if a woman, so-called black women, even Latino women in the hood, if they get with a man and he get his money by selling drugs, they'll be cool with that shit. Get his money by uh, stealing and robbing other Negroes, they'll be cool with that shit. They'll even join in with them. Shit, a lot of these YouTube videos with these flash mobs, these women are dressed up in hoodies too. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. They got many movies called about money of our you know, dealing with movies of our people. Money Talks, all about the Benjamins, Get Rich or Die Trying, you know. Uh, what's that other one? Dead Presidents, you know. Nothing about knowledge, wisdom, understanding, because you have to have that in order to keep your money, in order to do something where you'll have continual wealth with your own money. You have to have a fucking brain, man. You have to have a plan. You have to have some kind of conduct and experience of yourself when it comes to knowing what to do with the money. Jake, as soon as he get money, he gonna be like, I'm gonna open up a strip club. If you open up a strip club, nigga, you gonna get robbed. They gonna rob your ass, man. You ain't gonna have no security. You're not gonna have. You know these strip clubs are owned by mafia dudes. The jewelry places are owned by mafia dudes. They gonna rob your ass and take over your strip club. They showed you that in Harlem Nights, man. He like that dude. He was, I think he was an Italian. He said, I want in." You know, what kind of world Jake think he living in? This is a doggy world. This is a cutthroat world, man. If they see your business thriving, you're gonna have competition, and you're gonna have somebody who's gonna like, I know this nigga. He make a lot of money. He don't look like he know what he's doing up in there. They go out and they scope the club out and all that. They be like, this is an easy takeover, and they're gonna take over your club, man. Set your treasures in heaven, King James Version. Come on, man. Set your treasures in heaven, King James Version. It says Matthew 6:19. It says, but 6:20. Let's see. 6:19. It says, lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. They will come and steal your stuff, man. Jake is, wearing gold chains worth, like, and he'll tell you that how much he paid for it. Yeah, man, I paid like 10,000 for this, and then he get jacked right in the live on live. Yeah, but Jay, yeah, I hate ninjas, man. Like they the worst, man. And he gets robbed for his shit, and then the mothers and the family be like, man, pray for rest in peace and fly high and all that, little so and so. And then nigga was bragging and telling his enemies, y'all ain't gonna pull up, nigga. I got, flossing his money and his chains and shit. And these are the same people that the 2/3 be fucking protecting and praying for, man. I'm talking about rest in peace and fly high. They don't even get mad at him. Like, why would he do that? I told him to quit flossing and money and quit acting like a big shot. You know, Esau, you see out there, Esau be dressing up in golf clothes. You don't even know he's rich, and he never gets robbed because you be like, it's just an old man passing by. Nah, it's a rich man passing by. You would never know it because he don't have to floss his shit. It says, but lay up yourselves treasures in heaven, and Jake think, hell don't make no sense, man. Y'all live in fantasies. Y'all getting robbed, man. Y'all getting robbed for your money. Where thieves break through and steal. It says, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and steal. But where your treasure is, there will your mind be also. Your heart is your mind. Yeah, man. 2/3 are going to be cut off and die, man. Because what it say? You reject knowledge, the Most High going to reject you and your children. Why people are lost for the lack of knowledge, you know? They get money and don't even know what to do with it. They get possessions, don't even know what to do with it. They get a woman, don't even know what to do with her. Jake get a fine woman and shit. He be like, damn, this bitch cheating on me. I know she is. You know, every man be talking to her and all that. And Jake, if you ain't got a support system, like a lot of these niggas in the industry, they getting taken care of by the elites. That's why they hopping out in and out of limos. They getting private jets. And the elites telling them what to do. That's why when they go on stage to receive an award, they they get told where to go. They'll go that way. You know, they're not in control of their own lives, man. They're getting controlled and told what to do by the elites. Because a lot of these elites, when they grab people into the industry, they grab them from the ghettos to where they ain't even learn nothing. They grab them at 13 or 14 years old, but they don't even know nothing yet. So anything that they have learned is because they have been told by the industry and by the people that rule the industry what to do and what not to, you know. Or they get into the studio and they say, well, sing this song, but you got to sing it like 20 times. Well, I'm tired. Well, you got to get this done. We ain't gonna make no album, and just because you don't, you think it's cool. Well, you got, it's not ready. So you're gonna have to do more work. You're gonna have to stay over in the studio overnight, and then you're gonna realize your value is according to how they value. Like I said, you could be too fat, and they'll tell you like, when you don't fit, you don't fit the image that we want, and you got to deal with that shit. You can't sue them for fat shaming. You might get, you can get mad at a individual person for fat shaming, or you could get mad at the Israelites for fat shaming, whatever you do. But when you want something and you want a certain door in the industry, and they say, well, yeah, you're a little bit too overweight, you're going to either try to lose weight or you got to get another damn gig, man. Simple as that. They ain't getting, you can't sue them, take them to court, defamation, or whatever the case may be, or fat shaming. There's no fat shaming law. You're just gonna have to swallow that shit and just like, damn, I gotta lose weight. These artists that come in the industry, the actors and the actresses, they be like, well, we want to roll and we want to roll this particular person, this character we want to use. You know, they're gonna play a crackhead, so you can't. We gonna have to lose like 70 pounds, and they do that because they want that money. That's what they do to work, that they get a paycheck because they don't want to be at no 9 to 5, and plus that's their passion to act or be an actor or an actress. So they be like, what do I have to do? Um, Sold yourselves for naught, King James Version. Sold yourselves for naught, King James Version. It says Isaiah 52:3. It says, for thus said the Lord, you have sold yourselves for naught, and you shall be redeemed without money. And that's a whole, as a nation of Israel, you're not going to come together and be a nation. You're far from being a super nation, along with, Russia, along with America, along with China, and all these other ones trying to climb up to be a superpower. Jake, you're far from that. We're in 2024, we're in digital times, and you don't have nothing still. You're just trying to steal Talk about reparations. Still trying to get a $20 bill with Harriet Tubman on it. Shit. We're just saying facts. I guess the bear bad news is the bear of truth, because that's what it is. You're not gonna catch up with these people. You think Jake is gonna have a NASA program and shit with all Negroes, an all Negro NASA program, an all Negro military, and you're gonna be redeemed without money. Money is not gonna do anything for you. And it's kind of sad, man, because our people be working at these companies for 30 years and still they're not supervisors, you know, they're not, especially not bosses, you know, they don't own shit there. They got uh, grimy people over them. They got, female, like I said, female bosses and supervisors over them telling them what to do, still on the edge of getting fired if they want them fired and all that. Yeah, these ninjas are very vexing, man. And they think they can strive in America and do something about their situation in America. And then you got niggas that don't give a damn. Then you got coon ass niggas that claim they give a damn, and they all in these at these jobs looking at you like, damn man, you fucking it up for us. You ain't working hard enough. You ain't slaving hard enough. I ain't getting a slave for nobody, man. Not no, you know, slave like no jigaboo shit, working too hard, and then you try to get disability, and they be like, well, you don't qualify, but your back is almost out and shit. They don't care. It says in the curses, they will not care for the old or the young, man. They don't care, and they didn't care when they was putting our people in the field. There was babies out there. You think they care about a younger, older person? So you go to these jobs and you know you're a prince of the power bed. You sure are not treated like that. And they know you know something, but they're not gonna, well, come out and say, well, I know that you're the children of Israel, but you gotta, move these bricks or move these, unload this truck. It says, Ecclesiastes 5:10, he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is also vanity, man. And Jake ain't even on that level to even want silver and gold and silver. He want this fiat money, this ass white money, man. And then a lot of these Jakes don't even know how to control their household. That's why they end up killing their women. They don't know how to handle it. You tell these women, look, hey, you step in the line of the Most High, He gonna judge your ass, and these missiles are coming over for your ass. She's gonna be like thinking a little bit different. She might even be a ratchet woman and be like, take all that Bible stuff off. But a lot of our people, most of our people came from the church background, and they know. They at least know something about the Bible. They at least know that a lot of these Christian women, they're the first ones that say in Jesus' name, or Lord, I thank Jesus for, you know, separating me from that man, or even bringing me to to that man, whatever the case may be. They always claim that they're talking to God or Jesus, and then when they find out the real, put something on their mind, they be like, they might not believe it, but when you change your conduct and your structure of your life, and handle things like a man, and have the confidence and spirit to be like, you know what, I don't, I'm gonna maintain no matter what. They're gonna see that shit. They're gonna see how serious you are about what you have learned from the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and they're gonna be like, damn, something's going on. When you carry yourself in a royalty state of mind. Remember, royalty is supposed to come from a family line. Jake don't got a royal family line on the carnal side. It's all broken up. It's all niggered out. That's why he can't even have a cookout without somebody getting shot and shit. That's not royalty. That's animalistic or beastly, man. They said what they say. They have a mind a brute beast. They don't even know how to conduct themselves unless they call the cops to handle the situation. You a grown ass man, and you need a cop to handle the situation of another nation, man. That's how you know that dude. Jake, he far from, you know. Proverbs 13:11. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase, man. Yeah, and these niggas like they plot for wealth by vanity, man. Like, yeah, I'm gonna jack this nigga. Well, yeah, you see all that nigga, got them rings and shit, nigga got the gold chain and shit. Like you can't even be a man to get your own money and shit, get your own woman. Woman is possession. Woman is part of your wealth, part of your royalty. You have a Jake that got 7 women. You gonna be like, they gonna wonder about what is this dude got that he got 7 women. They gonna be like, hey, bro, I don't know you, but how you, those your women? Yeah, man. He gonna be like, what you do, man? Because ain't nobody just gonna have 7 women. And I'm just using that example. It's not like we won't go search for that. It's not like it's gonna happen on this side. But I'm saying if a Jake saw another Jake with 7 women, he gonna definitely get to that man to ask him how he get them 7 women. Because he definitely doing something. He either got money or he got a high high knowledge, high intellect of knowledge. Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. If you're a borrower, you're a servant to a lender, man. Servant to the lender. These banks, like I said in the Deuteronomy, the curses, you shall be the tail, he shall be the head, he shall lend to thee, thou shalt not lend to him. These banks, when Jake opened up a business, he got to get a bank loan, he got to get a business loan. Like I said, even when you so-called rich as a celebrity, you got to get a financial advisor. You can't keep up with all that money. Oprah, she's a billionaire. You think she ain't got time? She got shit to do. She got places to go. She got people to talk to. She's still in the circle of her own peers. She ain't gonna be able to know how much money she really got in the bank. They just use that billionaire dollar club talk, you know, just to let people know that yeah, she's somewhat important more than the average Negro. So you know, she's basically an influencer. She influences black women to be successful independently. Yeah, she got a husband, so-called Stedman. This dude is cooned out. He's so weak that she might as well not be married to him. She married to more to Gail than she is to Stedman. And they made jokes about that. But that's a reality. They always keep the so-called black man, even as a married man to these celebrity women in the background. And I'm pretty sure he don't got as much money as Oprah. Now, you women, if you with a man and he's making less than you, but he's top point with the word of the Most High and in the spirit of the Most High, Yahweh Yahushai, you're not supposed to treat him, and even if not, he's still the head of the house. You're not supposed to treat him less than you. He's still the head of the house. He's still a man in the house, a man of his house. You ain't supposed to be telling your children that your daddy is broke and he make less than me and all that. That's a form of hatred. I feel, talking as a man, I feel that's a form of hatred, man. You hate your own form of hatred towards your own husband. Well, it says that in the curses. Hate the husband of her bosom. So I don't care if Jake is a millionaire in this place. You still it's richer people than you. It's a richer elite over you that rules over you. Where you are still a borrower, you are still a servant. Now it says Proverbs 13:22, a good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children. Jake ain't got no inheritance to live. You think Michael Jackson, why is all the Jacksons broke? Didn't Michael Jackson have enough money and the Jacksons themselves, because they were a group with Michael Jackson as Jackson 5, all the concerts and the work that they did all around the world, the fans that they had, the albums that they put out, didn't they have enough money to where they had could have had their own wealth to pass down to their children? Their children, a lot of them don't even have money, or they have a limit. And then we still borrow money, you know. And the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. And that's talking about, us, because Most High will, we don't toot our own horn, but uh, the earth belongs to the meek. The luxury and the riches of this world belong to the saints. Proverbs 30:8 says, remove far from me vanity and lies, neither give me neither poverty nor riches, feed me with food convenient for me. You know, like how much could you eat? How much could you get full? How much could you have? What possessions could you have when you already got all the most of the possessions that you need? Like, and you be thinking of buying stuff, but you already got it. So you just start buying stupid stuff. But go ahead and you know, buy a damn boat, knowing damn well you ain't you scared of the water, but you'll buy a boat. You just got it sitting up in your driveway or whatever, just for show. Because you don't know what to do with it. You buy three houses and shit. You got nieces and nephews and shit, and other family members and all that, but they don't live there. And I'm not saying that they should, but I'm just saying, yo, what are you spending on your money? One thing I'm gonna say is like the resources we have, we supposed to use. You know, like I said before, gold Esau's supposed to be using that in the land, in the earth. You know, silver too, different metals and different precious metals and different gems and stuff. You use that. All that is energy and all that. You're supposed to use it to contribute to the earth. Lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord? Yeah, that's what they say. Like, you get a bunch of money, like, who is the Lord? Shit, I got everything I need. Like, the Lord don't supply for me, I supply for myself. That's what these niggas be saying. They that's what these niggas, but when they poor and broke, they be saying, Lord, man, eh, I need money, Lord. They be praying for money and all that. When they get it, who is the Lord? I made this money. I made these riches. You know, I think Bobby Brown said that in my right. I made this money. I did this and I did that. Tupac said he's a self-made millionaire. Or unless I be poor and still, STEAL, you still, man. Like whether you rich or poor, if you don't have the Lord, you're gonna do something that's against not only the Lord, but against yourself. Because it says that the rich man he fall into divers lusts and temptations. And then if you're poor, you're gonna steal and you're gonna do some crazy ass shit, rob a bank, you're gonna sell some drugs and you're gonna get yourself in some stupid situations. You got a whole family, a wife and children, and now you're in jail for 10 to 15 years of your life from your children, from your wife, family, and then she didn't have a baby by another man. What you gonna say? Why'd you wait for me? She ain't gonna wait for your ass, man. She's not gonna wait. 15 years, even though she's supposed to, because she ain't supposed to be marrying no other man as long as you're still alive. But I'm just saying, in this world, in this corrupt world that corrupt the mind of our people, she ain't gonna wait for you. She ain't even gonna wait a year. I know some women out there saying, nah, that's not, I'll wait for my man. Maybe there's a very few of you out there. But I'm telling you, the way that trust is going today, even if you was loyal to that extent, he still might not believe you. And then, you know, it still might go belly up. Because it's hard to trust these days. And take the name of my power in vain, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Is because a lot of the way that you act and the way that you conduct yourself in society and everything, the way you walk into a store, walking to a restaurant, walking to your job, has to do with a poor state of mind or a royalty state of mind. Now, motherfuckers might look at you sideways for having a royalty state of mind, but you still have to be humble, you know. But um, you know, you can't you can't act like Thor at the job. You can't act like you know, like uh, well, I'm the prince of we princes of power, so the hell with y'all and the hell the way y'all. You might think in that mind that you can't convey that. It's gonna have to deal with this BS of working with these people, working for these people, and these are like, you know, you might be a caveman Edomite and shit. You have to listen, or a redneck Edomite. That's your boss, or that's one of your supervisors. You like, man, damn, man, I hate this job. But your royalty state of mind is supposed to balance that out according to the scriptures. Going back to, like I said, you are God's. Proverbs 22:1, it says, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, man. A loving favor rather than silver and gold. You know, because if you got great riches and you're an asshole or a bad name, they're gonna want to take you down. They're gonna want to take you out. You know, hey, like Diddy has a bad name. They got a turn. They got a byword after his name. No Diddy, and he got riches, but he getting taken down, man. I'd rather have a good name. You know, hey man, he ain't got that. He ain't got that much. He ain't got that much, but hey man, he's good for it because he's a good person, man. He's an upright person. His name is good. You know, So they'll let you in, or they'll give you gifts, or do you favors, you know, or somebody hear about you. Oh, you talking about what's the name? Oh yeah, bring them on in. I'll give them a job. You know, it could be a good job, yeah. You know, because your name is of some value because you put in work, just like Yahweh Shai, he put in works. And what did it say of Yahweh Shai? He became fame, is fame. And that lets you know he was Yahweh Shai too. I mean, he was Solomon, because Solomon's fame went throughout all the, even Queen Sheba said, I heard of the fame of you. Same thing with Yahweh Shai, of your wisdom. Yahweh Shai was in the midst of doctors and lawyers, people of the law, whatever. Same thing with Solomon. He was the wisest man. Reincarnation does exist. Ecclesiastes 5:18. Behold, that which I have seen, it is good and comely for one to eat and to drink and to enjoy the good of all his labor that he had taken under the sun all the days of his life. Okay, okay, close up. And which God giveth him, for it is his portion. Every man also to whom God hath given riches and wealth, and hath given him power to eat thereof, and to take his portion, and to rejoice in his labor. This is the gift of God. But he shall not much remember the days of his life, because God answered him in the joy of his heart. So you can have joy, you know, by the simple things that you get for your portion of your labor, eating and drinking. And you might have a good amount of money. You might make a good amount of money at your job. That's your portion. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, that's not the problem. Money is really not the problem. It's the love of money is the root of all evil, and which is based on covetousness, based on your mentality about, the money that you have, or the money that you covet from other people, and people have killed over money, you know. So if you have a royalty state of mind, it starts with knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the Most High, Yahweh Yahweh Shai, by Shemakah in the spirit first, and then everything comes after, just like Solomon. You the royalty is a state of mind. It starts within first. So even if you don't make that much money, that don't mean you're not the prince of power. That don't mean that you're not going to inherit the what do you say, inherit the earth. That don't mean you're not going to be in heaven enjoying the milk and honey thereof. You know, or you might make a decent amount of money and you're gonna still, you still getting that. Because if you're rich, let's say $1 million and Jake on this and the level of Jake, that's rich. We're not talking about Esau. That's minimum wage. That's not even middle class. That's barely holding on, living paycheck to paycheck, man. So you gotta, if you get into some trouble financially, you have to balance yourself. And you have to, you know, go back to the scriptures and go over the scriptures. And if you need a little help, brothers will help you. But their position to maintain as a man, handle your business, is basically nothing we could do about that, you know, to, tending or trying to, not trying, but you can't hand that position over to another man. That's your own portion. That's your own position. You know? The job you are right now, if you're making like $10 an hour or 12, that's what you got to deal with until you get a better job, whatever. You know, your state of royalty within your mind and your spirit, like it says in the scriptures, you know, you have to work that out to where you ask the Most High and pray about that to where you could deal with those kind of things. And if you're in the spirit, you're gonna be able to deal with it anyway. Most High say, no temptation will overtake you that you're not able to, overcome. And that temptation, that money is a temptation. It says diverse temptations too. Did I get that scripture? Diverse temptations, King James Version. Money and diverse temptations, King James Version. I don't know get how that's worded. Yeah. Money, yeah. No, temptation. Yeah. I read this. First Timothy 6:9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. And like I said, with that comes wine, women, comes with uh, many foolish and hurtful lusts, like it says, you know, doing stupid stuff, buying stupid things, occupying yourself away from the scriptures, distractions, messing with, all kind of women, partying and all that, you know. And the Most High, it says in the scriptures, I'm gonna close out. It is His to give you the kingdom, King James Version. My Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Luke 12:32. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. And the Most High is not going to allow us to rule a kingdom or get a kingdom, possess a kingdom, and we don't know how to take care of the wealth and riches thereof, which starts in the spirit first. Because if you're going to have employees such as maids, servants, maid servants, servants and maid servants and these nations under you, your whole kingdom is going to be, you know, not in good case, you know. Most High is building our minds up spiritually. That's why it says the kingdom is within you, spiritually and royalty within our minds with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, you know. And so when we do have that physical manifestation of that, everything flows smoothly. You're not going to be we're not going to be in heaven trying to open up a strip club and shit like that or selling some dope and shit. Like Tupac said, I wonder if heaven got a ghetto. We ain't going to have no ghetto in heaven, man. Being in the ghetto is a curse. Being in the projects is a curse. Having to sell drugs is a curse. Having your woman out there in the streets is a curse. And your woman committing adultery on you or sleeping with other men is a curse, man. Being out there with no money, trying to figure out what you're gonna do day by day, and trying to figure out if you want to rob somebody or not, or if you want a job is a damn curse, man. I mean, we're not going to be put in those positions anymore. So the Most High is allowing us to go through this training process and to keep, to learn these aspects of royalty through tribulation, through learning experience, you know. Uh, Cause Jake, shit, he'll get to a point where if he ain't got no money, he'll prostitute his own daughter, man. And it tells you, don't not prostitute your daughter, man. These niggas in the industry, they selling their children into whoredom and to sodomy and shit. These damn devils, man. Just to get a damn fame or just to get fame and a paycheck, man. And cursed be ye false accusers that bear false witness. Curse you. Help the Most High to judge you devils quickly, man. Swift judgment. Yahweh Shaphat, Yum, you know? Anyway, last scripture. Above rubies. Let me get that scripture and then this scripture and I'll close out. Above rubies, King James Version. I think everybody watching that fight. Tank and Mark. Uh, Proverbs 3:31. Wisdom is above rubies, King James Version. Proverbs 8:11. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. Wisdom is better than rubies, something physical that there's a lot of times desired by these women. Rubies, diamonds, gold, jewels, any kind of precious metals or whatever, silver, platinums, things, glossy, glittery things and shit. It says, last scripture, Proverbs 4:17, Proverbs 4:7. Wisdom is the principal thing, and that word prince is in principle. That's why when you go to a school, you're gonna have to report to the principal. He's somewhat holding position of a ruling, ruling type of position, authoritative position, as if he was a prince. You got to see the principle. When you mess up, when you late too many times, whatever. But wisdom is the principal thing. Report to wisdom. Sophia, because she's from the Most High. We're talking about spiritual. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding, man. So you have to, when you have a gang of money or you rule a kingdom, you're gonna have to have wisdom. And with all that, you have to understand. You have to have understanding. You're gonna have to know how to keep your money, where to, how to value that money. Because value is set by men, the mind of the people that possess the money. Because you could have somebody say, "I don't need your money," but let me offer you like, $1,000. You can keep that. You can have somebody that's broke that say, "I don't need your money. Keep that shit." You can't buy me. Like I said, with that diamond ring that you give, that you work for to your woman, and she feel like you treating her wrong or something, or As you cheated on her, she gonna throw that ring, you know, in the water. You work for it, but she still knows it's valuable enough to where she likes it, and she put it on. She glad that you bought it. She put it on a finger. But if y'all get into an argument, that divorce kind of argument, she don't care about the damn ring. You know, so money ain't shit at the end of the day. Possessions really ain't nothing when it comes to royalty and loyalty of the mind and the value of things that people, you know, value according to how they set it up and how they think about uh, those things. You know, like I said, when you go to a pawn shop or go sell something to somebody and say you have a gold chain, they're gonna check it out and they're gonna be like, yeah, how long you been having it? Well, or is it real gold? Check out the design, see if there's some scratches on it, you know, and same thing with a car. And if they find out too many dents or scratches or something, they like, or it cuts off or something, or it's kind of shaky when you start it, they're gonna be like, nah, you want 5,000 for it, but I'll give you like 2,000. They're gonna bring it down. So money is how it's based on the value of the mental mind of that person that possesses that money, and how they value it when they have these transactions or these business deals and all that. And that comes with anything. It comes with family, their children, their wives, you know. And it's a deeper, we can go on this subject. Like, it's so many dynamics to this subject, man. Dave Chappelle said, no, I'll close up. Dave Chappelle said, they don't take black hostages because they're bad bargaining deals. Man. Nobody cares about a Negro enough to, where they trying to protect them and get them out of that situation. So, you know, you ask them for money to get them out, they be like, nah, you know, is somebody worthy enough to get out of jail? You know, and you have a girl that loves you and stuff, she'll be like, hey, your bail is $1,000. She got to come over 500. She don't get that because she love you that much, you know, and vice versa. So, you know, you got to have that in mind and know that at all times when you're dealing with this business world and going out in the world and how people, the value of people, the value of your position, you know, wherever you are at your job in this world, going into a store, going to a restaurant, the things that you got on, you know, how you conduct yourself, you know, all that. It's just a state of mind, you know. So anyway, that all comes from the spirit of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, that spirit of royalty anyway. So no matter what they feel that we don't have possessed, that we don't have no money and all that, that's okay. You know. But we have this knowledge and wisdom, which is more precious than rubies, and it's a principal thing. Anyway, hope it was edifying. To the next video. Um, most high willing, we keep going on. keep maintaining and do it to the end. To this demon ass place, this godforsaken place is taken out of the way, man. You know? Anyway, shalom.